Hello, welcome back. I'm Claire, this is Purple Poppy, and we are again today working on the Antoniomakes journal, the new one that I started the other day. The kit that I'm using is the Shabby Romance, and yeah, we've got all sorts of fabrics and things going on. So I've got my envelope that's got all my bits and pieces in that I've prepared ready. But when I left you last time, I left you with the cover. Well, as you can see from the strings, it's now all been stitched. And I chose to do like a rectangle in the middle there, so that all these sort of edges would move around and be flappy, which I love. Okay, but then I did also do a straight line close, flip them over close to the edge to keep it secure all the way. I did a zigzag all the way down that spine area, and then on the back I did a straight stitch all the way round, and then I did a decorative stitch through the middle. Haven't covered the inside yet, I'll be covering that at a later point. I wanted to talk about this front area because obviously we need a focal point, we need a topper. So I was thinking about looking through the kit and seeing if there was an image that I'd like to tear up and put down, because I can always reprint these papers, can't I? It's the beauty of a kit. And I'm wondering, maybe the butterflies, is that where I want to go? Do I want a rose? I quite like this picture here that's got the flowers in the middle, and I've got these like fancy ruffles that I was going to use on some of the page edges through the journal, just to, you know, shabby romance it up even further. So I could maybe cut one of these bits off and make, you know, that flower area three-dimensional if I was to use that on there. I think I'm going to give that a go. I'm going to tear this out. I can always reprint this page if I don't like what happens. So I'm going to find my tear roller here, and I'm literally going to, actually I'm not even going to use those corners that Antonio's put on there. I'm going to rip that like that. Let's go a bit further. I was trying to save the flowers so that I could, you know, use them somewhere else. And then I'm going to come down there. Now, one of the things that this emphasises that I wanted to sort of point out today is, just because the kit page you've got comes the way the designer wanted it to look, is no, whilst you can't obviously play with copyright and change it, there's no reason you can't take elements out like this. And it may well be that I'll still go through the journal. I might still use this page. If I fold that in half there, like that, and then fold that piece over. It's quite stiff paper because I've used 120 Navigator, but if I put the page back together like that, then I've got a peephole. I can put something else behind it. So my picture frame has got a different picture in to what Antonio put in there. Just an option, but there's no reason you can't do something like that. So right, I've got my picture. I'm thinking I want it, yeah, no, I definitely want it square. I don't want it on the angle, I want it squarish. So I'm thinking if I put my picture there and I take a piece of this ruffle, I can sort of replicate what he did by putting a bit of ruffle there. But also I feel like I need more. And if we look at what was the other picture that I liked that I printed on fabric, where's it gone? This one. If we look at this photograph here, he's got pieces of brown paper around it. Well, I've got brown paper, so I can replicate that, she says. Let me see if I can find some. Well, I mean, obviously we used this Primark bag, didn't we, to make the whole cover. So I can replicate that idea with this photo with some of my own brown paper. So where's that tear ruler? If we tear this off like so, we don't want that bit, that can go in the bin. And we look at the size, yep, so that's going to be great. I can tear that down there. And then we really want another one. Right, I think that's finally rubbish now. Okay, so these are obviously way too big, which is fabulous. So we now tear that one there, like so. And then we take the same size on this one. Okay. We can put that maybe like that. And then we can put our photograph in the middle. And then we can put our flower on the corner. And it just now brings some more colour, and we've got this pinky in the fabric there, so that's going to work. But before I do that, I really want to get some life in this paper, so I'm just going to screw it all up and make it a bit more shabby and used and old than it actually is. And then when I've done that, I can open it back out. I'm not worried that there's a little tear up there. That all looks pretty nice to me regardless. We'll do the other one. So I haven't asked, how are you all? What's happening? Are you out enjoying the sunshine? It's really, really warm here this morning. I had to pop out earlier, and yeah, I was in the car and the heat through the glass was almost unbearable. But then obviously that's because I don't like the heat. If you're someone who does, then you probably don't feel like that. Okay, so I'm going to glue this piece to the other. Why did I choose this one? No particular reason, I just did. So I'm going to emphasise the fact that we've got, you know, layers going on by putting it on the angle. Okay, I then want to glue it up so that I can put it onto my cover, and obviously again I will be stitching through this. It's the glue is just to position it where I want it, which is there, and keep it in place till I get it to the sewing machine. I don't want to ink up because I think it's fresh and bright, and if I ink it up it's going to make it grungy. I don't want it grungy, this one. So we'll pop that in there like so. Excuse me. And then if I find my fabric scissors, this one is going to go across that corner there. So I want to keep that bit and that bit, but I want to snip it about there. nearly chopped my finger off with them, but anyway. So we've got this. I'll just pull these pieces out a little bit, and that is now going to sit on there like that. Now I don't obviously want to stick that down even with Pritt stick or glue stick, because I want to put this through the sewing machine before I'll probably hand stitch that through there with some glue as well. But I'm thinking that's a nice looking cover. I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that. And then maybe, do we want to go on the diagonal and add another bit there? I think I'll decide that once it's all been stitched and done. So I'm going to set the cover to one side, and we're going to look at building this journal. So how many pages have I got here that I can use? Quite a lot. I wanted this to be a real chunky monkey. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the background pages. I was thinking 3 signatures. 8 and 3 obviously doesn't work. So we're going to go 1, 2. We're going to use that as a centre, so I'll pull that out, and then we'll have 2, 4, 5, 6. Oh, but I need that one in there. Which one do I like the least? Probably that one. So there you go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then working through my other papers, I've got 1, 2, I haven't got any other specialist papers in here, I don't think. I think I've only got, oh no, I might be lying. Is there more music paper there? No. Okay. So, and then we're just going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm going to use the graph paper there, the ledger paper there, and the baking paper there, and then one, two, lined page in each one, and then I've got this 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Right, just need to check how many pages I've got in each signature. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 9 in that one. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in that one. It's looking good. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in that one. So we take one of those out because I do like them all to be the same. So we've got 3 signatures, 9 pages in each. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is make sure they're all A4 size or smaller. I don't want them bigger. So on this one, I'm just going to take the width of the ruler off of the side. Keep that, it's great for stamping. And then that's an A4, so that's perfect. The only thing I want to change is that this one needs to go that way for me. So I'm going to fold it in half. I don't like it when the lines go the wrong way because you don't write that way. Okay, I don't mind about the music. So, and did you see that I deliberately chose this music because it says honour, riches, marriage, blessings. So just obviously folding them all up now to get them into what looks like a signature. Now this one, you see, it's got a big tear in, so we're going to need something on there. Again, lines, so I'm going to have to fold it that way, and I'll be trimming off the top or the bottom. Now obviously I'm not going to bore you by making you watch me fold all three signatures. I just thought we'd get this one folded and on and together, and then we can start working on it. Now you see these have got the same background, so I'm just going to swap this page for this one. I used just stock backgrounds that I had in my stash so that the pages were double-sided. Okay, so we're going to start with this. This will be the signature cover. So that's the signature cover, and then we're going to have coffee dyed paper, brown paper, lined paper, pink paper, music paper, lined paper, brown paper, signature centre. So there's my pages. Okay, now obviously we need to pull these through like so. I'm going to line that up there and tear those off, and that gives me little bits of extra that I can use further on. So there we go, there is our first signature. Now as I said to you, I have been, I've lost my glue lid, but anyway, I've been busy making bits and pieces that we can put in. Now I made these little tiny booklets. I thought they were quite cute and romance because it's a couple. And then what I've got here is one of those little like policy envelopes in some pink card that I had. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is pink, that works nicely. I'm going to put that there and glue on the two sides, and then this will tuck under like that. Well, not that far because of that. So let's find some glue. Don't really want to use glue stick because I want it to stick nice and firm. So I'm using my and make sure we get it up the right way. So I'm going to bring that all the way down and across like that, and that. Oh, I've done it the wrong way. I've done it on the wrong side. That's fairly typical. So okay, we'll put it on that side. No biggie, except of course this now doesn't fit in the way I wanted it to, so that's going to have to be a journal card of some sort that goes in there, or maybe one of these. Now I've got these little, you know, slide frames. So here we go again. Let's go back to Antonio's kit and let's find something that we'd like to put in there. Do we want to, look, there we go, that's lovely. See, and this is what's happened because we've ripped this up. So I can't believe I glued that on the wrong side. Oh well, these things are sent to try us, and try us they will. So then, taking this, I'm going to use the flowers and that ticket to go behind there like that. Okay, so come slightly under because we want it to be slightly narrower. That's perfect. It's going to go there like that. So then we're going to come up a little bit and tear that bit off. And there we go. Ta-da! Lovely. So going to glue this up. Now I will obviously use a glue stick for this, and we're going to position this like that. Okay, and then I will just leave that because that's pale enough to write on and you've got interesting text behind it. So now that is going to stick under there. Okay, so should we try and do, I've got another one of those, should we try and do it the way it was supposed to be done, Claire? Concentrating. Where is it? I did have another one, I know I did. Oh, but I also made, look at these, I made this cute bird. And I'm wondering if he could sit on there again as a tuck spot. So also it's a bird singing, so I mean it makes sense to me to have it on a music page. These were old muffin. There was, I think, 8 of them, you know, together with perforations that were holding giant muffins in. It was awesome. Okay, so we've got a little tuck spot there, like that. I'm not going to put that under, it's too thick, but we have got that. Now, where did my, there it is, there's the other one. Okay, so that's quite thin paper. You need the weight to be on quite thick paper, so I think what we'll do is we'll put it on the inside there. Make sure you do those two, Claire. Goodness me. This is why this is not a teaching channel, this is a crafting channel, because, you know, I can't teach you, can I, when I can't get it right. Okay, so then put in the little sort of money envelope, coin envelope, whatever you want to call it, and I haven't put the rings on these. And then this little booklet, back page, so that it's not bulging the pocket. And then it's a secret. You see, that's going to keep it shut, but you could put something secret inside there if you wanted to. And already we, you know, this is starting to puff up. Now, this is not one of the ones I trimmed, but look at that. We can definitely get that on there. That is just awesome. And that, oh, look how that will hang out of the side there and add some real dimension. So we get the fabric glue out for this one. Now obviously it seems like I'm putting this journal together in like 5 minutes, but what you've got to remember is the hours of making all of those pieces that are being added. That's where the time is in getting all that ephemera put together. Okay, and I may even I just stuck my bracelet in that, haven't I may even put some stitches in here as well. We'll see. Turn it over, give it a little press down, make sure that's nicely stuck. And you can see, look at that. That is just beautiful, I think, hanging out of there. Gives it that real shabby feel. Okay, so we've got that, we've got that. These are plain. These are plain at the moment. That needs dealing with. Can't cope with that. Oops. Okay, that's better. Can I get that bit off? Oh, that's better. That'll do. Okay. And then these are obviously plain, and we come into the middle. So let's have a look at the rest of our bits and pieces. Now, I also, the other day, was playing with stamps, and I did this patch of watercolour on a book page, so simple, and then just stamped on top of it. But again, I feel like this is going to work with this kit and with these colours. So there is the piece that had the tearing. So if we now put that on there, that plain brown page now commands some real attention, and it's, you know, it's interesting. And then we've got this pink and purple over here. It sits in harmony. Okay, so let's glue this up completely. And also, I want to emphasise to you, by the way that I'm doing this, in that when you're working with a kit, you don't want to just use the kit. You want to make it your own, you know, because yes, it's a wonderful kit. I love it. Antonio's done a fantastic job putting it together. But if I use it just as it's presented to me, then everybody's journal is going to look exactly the same. Whereas by building in my own pieces and my own character, it starts to be unique, even though it's been used with the same papers. Okay, so we are a good 40 minutes in, I believe. Oh no, we're not. We're only half an hour in, but I think that is a good place to stop, because we've looked at this cover. We put that in there. Forget all the strings, because obviously that all needs tidying up. But you can see that although it's slightly smaller than the cover, the size of the cover is going to protect that hangout shabby edge. But it's also, look, getting some real depth to it already. So there's our cover. Next time when you see me, I will have attached this to it here. And there is our first signature. Just really coming together now, isn't it? We've got the lovely bird cage in the middle, so there's real interest when we get to the centre. We've got a bird there. See, it's keeping in theme. And this is just a die cut that I've actually put feathers to. But obviously we've got this hole so we can tuck stuff, and it will go right down behind the bird. And then we've got this little coin purse with this little notebook at the back as well. So there you go. That's the second part of this journal. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen, got some inspirational ideas for how you're going to go with your next journal. Stay safe. I'll see you very soon. Bye bye for now.